about on the podcast. And we're going to get into that now because we're going to talk about the main event of UFC on Vegas 2 was Pedro Munoz minus 255 versus Frankie Edgar plus 215. This was when we did the show. Those were the odds. Now, we talked about a little thing called disrespect. And there are certain fighters that are going to be in close fights. They're going to fight for your money. And when they're fighting against certain guys that they have clear advantages against, there's certain odds that you have to bet them. You do. And we talked about if it hit plus 250, we were going to tweet out disrespect, and we were going to count as an official bet on Frankie Edgar at the plus 250. Well, you know what? It hit. We bet him, and Frankie got that decision win. It was a split. It was close. I don't think it was a robbery. I think it was a close fight. There were some clear rounds for Edgar, and then there was some super close rounds. So, I mean, I was fully prepared to lose this, but he showed you why a plus 250 is ridiculous odds to have on him in this fight. And you know what? But it went the other way and it hit, and we've missed enough split decisions that should have gone the other way. So you know what? I'm not going to hanker on it anymore. And honestly, all I'm going to do is fantasize about what would have been if Edgar was fighting at 35 in his prime. Other than that, I'm just going to fade away in all my excitement and with my 2.5 units of profit. Mike, just wax poetic on this main event and give the people just some candy for their ears.
Yeah, man. I mean, we stated from the beginning that the line was disrespectful, and that was immediately the red flag for us to bet this thing. Frankie, the Nightmare Edgar. I mean, I don't know who was watching the fight, but it was a clear split decision win for Frankie Edgar. He was clearly had more volume. He clearly had better movement. Munoz, I thought just was looking for a one-shot knockout punch. He was literally loading up on his right hand every single round, relying on a big right hand to end the night. That's not going to win versus Frankie Edgar, who is a point fighter. He's been in there with the best in the world. I thought Frankie Edgar looked absolutely amazing for, it's not like he fights a couple times a year anymore. He's had a couple of fights versus Korean Zombie. I mean, you guys go step in there with Korean Zombie and see your ass get murked, bro. No, that's nothing against Frankie Edgar, getting beat by him. So I don't even count that as anything against Frankie when he lost to him, because he had the balls enough to go fly over there and fight that bad motherfucker. So I just love that Frankie Edgar got this win, especially for the podcast. Got that 2.5 units for our bankroll so that we could keep on marching and get you guys these wins, because we're all about the smart bets and finding you lines that are just not right, because our boy MMAforMoney Prime, he taught us, to look at the line movement, see when things are off, and fire immediately.